Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony Keller here. Want to come to you with a very important video. Just want to talk to you about the some keys to success, some things that I realized more and more recently. I got my first sale and an opportunity just a few days ago. Today's the 6th, May 6th. I got the sale May 1st, and I joined this opportunity back in March 5th. So just a couple days shy of 2 months, and I got my first sale. So a lot of people they want to make $1 million overnight, and with this opportunity, yeah, it took almost 2 months to get that first sale. So it's I put in the work, mailed out a bunch of postcards. You can also advertise this online. Oh, excuse me, but that lets you know you got to be the keys. What I want to tell you, you got to be consistent with what you're doing, and you got to be patient. I was very consistent. I mailed out a ton of postcards and I did a couple advertisements online. I made videos for the opportunity. I advertised it in a couple places, but the main thing is I mailed out a ton of postcards. There were some bad leads. They get mailed back to me. It's very discouraging, but you got to keep going. And so the consistency part is the one aspect of it, but the other more important part is to be patient. And like I say, it took almost 2 months to get that first sale, so I was patient. A lot of opportunities I'm in. I'm actually in another one right now. I haven't made my first sale yet, and I've been in it for almost 3 months now. But you got to be patient. I mean, yeah, at some point, if you can't afford it, you got to let it go. But you got to be consistent and be patient with any opportunity. And a lot of these direct mail opportunities, you have to continually mail out your offer. Um, you gotta be consistent. You're not gonna be able to mail out say 100 postcards and you're gonna make $1 million. It's not gonna work that way. The retention rate, the rate of people responding to mail is very low. A lot of people they don't even open the envelope. They just think it's junk mail and they throw it away. Sometimes if you send a postcard, they see it, they might want to join it, but they put it to the side and they lay it down and they forget it or they lose it or whatever. So you got to be consistent with your mailings. You never know who's going to see it, who's going to get your offer. You always got to be trying different mailing lists to get better leads. Um, but you got to stay consistent with whatever you're doing. Even online, if you're advertising something online, you can't just advertise once. You got to be consistently doing it. Like I'm making videos on YouTube. You got to keep making videos. You can't just make one video and think it's going to blow up. Um, the same thing with direct mail. You got to keep on mailing over and over and over. Like I say, the respond rate is very low in direct mail. Depending on what offer you're mailing. If you're mailing in, like I have some envelopes now. I'll show you one. Let me cover up the name. I put a you can see it here. I put a stamp on here. Mine says it's in red, time sensitive, open immediately. I have different stamps I use for, they say different things. So when the person gets it, they see that they're more likely to open it up because it's a curiosity thing on the outside. So there's different things tips you can learn to get your open rates a lot better. Because when people open it up and they look at the offers, they're a lot of the offers they're one-time pay. So it's easier to join a offer like that where you only got to pay once and you're in it for life. But the main thing I want to let you know about is consistency and patience. Patience is very important, especially with direct mail, because direct mail is a lot slower because it takes time for things to go through the mail. And then, like I say, even when the people get your offer in the mail, they can look at it and say, "Oh, I like this, but I don't have the money right now. I'll join later." And they lay it down somewhere in their house, they lose it or whatever, and it takes some time to respond. So direct mail is a lot slower. That's why patience is very important. And like the opportunity that I made my first sale on, it was almost 2 months. So I put in the work ahead of time and then I was patient. And when the sale came in, the admin of this opportunity, he closes the sale for you. And he called me and told me, "Hey, you got money coming." I was actually posting ads on Facebook when he called, so I'm actually doing stuff it was actually for another opportunity that I was posting on Facebook for, and he called me and said, "Hey, you got money coming." So it's great. I put in the work ahead of time. I was consistent with my stuff before, and then I had patience. I was just waiting. But I wasn't just waiting doing nothing. I was actually doing something for another opportunity. So you have to be consistent with everything you're doing, and you got to be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. I've had people in some of my opportunities where I mailed the postcard out and it has my contact information on it. And people call me and they're like, "Hey, have you made any money in this? Is it working?" And I'm not lying to them. I say, "No, I haven't made any money yet." And they're like, "Well, I'm not going to join. If you're not making money, that means it don't work." Well, it does work because you called me, so that means you're interested. So it's working to that point. And because I didn't lie and say that I didn't make money yet, they didn't want to join. Well, that's just the way the game is. You got to take a chance. You got to risk. If you it does work, that opportunity had been out already. It's already been out like almost 3 years. There's quite a few people in it already, but it's subscription based, so you got to pay every month. So people are scared of that. But you got to take a chance. But anyway, the point of this video is just to be consistent with everything you're doing, and you got to be patient. Things happen. You just got to put in the work ahead of time, and just wait. Especially with direct mail, you can't expect to get your money overnight. It takes time. So consistency and patience are very, very important. Um, so that's it for now. I'm going to put all my information below. You can check out all my opportunities. I'd love to have you on my team in anything that I do, and I'm here to help you. That's it for now. Tony Kelly signing off.